we are both Christians.
Yes.
Right? So I think we have an interesting perspective watching this movie just because we've grown up in the church.
Yes.
And we both follow the Lord. So I was very ready for Christians to get dunked on in this movie.
Which is kind of, for the most part, par for the course.
Which is just kind of what happens.
Drew,
Yes.
on paper,
Yep.
this should have been a recipe for disaster. Now,
Okay, I'm listening.
I'm not saying that this would have been a poorly made movie. I'm not saying the Knives Out team has made a bunch of duds. Obviously, the series is in good hands. It's a great IP.
Glass Onion.
Go stream that episode right there. Glass Onion has some great redeemable qualities either way. But a movie that's a murder mystery.
Yep.
Okay, kind of dead genre, right? But
Yeah.
you know, whatever. Knives Out has revived it, but that's already kind of like okay. Centers around the themes of religion and the faith of the church.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Hollywood does that sometimes, but like sometimes there's a hit or miss.
Yeah, usually not well, I would say.
Yeah, and this movie has a little less of Daniel Craig,
That is true.
which is what made Knives Out, and I would argue Glass Onion, very good.
Yep.
And yet, this movie is really good,
I think this might be my favorite Knives Out movie.
which is crazy.
It is. I don't think it's the best, okay, but I do think it might be my favorite.
All right, so we're gonna do it. This movie came out on Netflix today.
Today,
So,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we woke up and watched it. We did not get to go see it in theaters. It was too far away for us to drive. So, but we're very fresh off of this. We just did our Knives Out and Glass Onion recaps, reviews, whatever.
True, we did.
So we're very prepped for this movie. And give me your non-spoiler thoughts on Wake Up Dead Man.
I really like this movie.
Okay.
This movie really surprised me in ways that I didn't really expect.
Mhm.
I think this is the most complicated
Yes.
Knives Out movie,
100%.
which I still don't really know if I've landed. If that's, I think we talked about how some of the earlier entries are more accessible.
Yes.
This one is less accessible and just more. It's harder to follow.
Yeah, a lot.
But the plot does make sense. I haven't been able to see any plot holes since the hour.
Yeah. Okay.
Which isn't a ton of time. But I think this movie tackled a lot of touchy subjects in America.
Yeah.
And
Sometimes with humor and sometimes with brevity. And I
Right.
feel like both times, or in either of those avenues, did a good job.
Yeah, I think it accomplished it shockingly well. I really do.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I am relatively in the same boat. I'm probably not as high on this movie as you, but I say that because Knives Out and Glass Onion, you can watch the first time and you can get the plot.
Right.
You don't you can track or whatever. You benefit from going back and rewatching and seeing oh, here's all the clues that I missed. This one, I could not have predicted, probably at all ever in any capacity. Which a testament to Rian Johnson writing this movie, but it felt a little less accessible, specifically with who the killer is and also their motive, and that was not super easy to track throughout the movie without spoiling anything.
Yeah.
Which we'll dive into spoilers here in a minute, but I think upon rewatch, I will appreciate a lot of the writing and the mystery and all that stuff.
Yeah.
For me, I think I'm noting a bunch of negatives, but I also still really like this movie because I think the ensemble was not as strong. I still think there were some great performances or whatever, which we'll get into, but I feel like the Thrombey family from
I think
the first
agree.
one, and I honestly think the whole Disruptors from Glass
Disruptors,
Onion.
yeah.
I feel like all of those characters were very memorable. I don't know. I was able to track with their motives pretty easily. Performances are great. This is still a great ensemble, but I felt a little less connected to it. I don't know if you felt the same way or not.
No, I think I felt less connected to the ensemble, but maybe aside from Marta.
Yeah.
I think Marta and what's his name?
Judd Duplantis.
Judd Duplantis. I was so connected to his character.
Yeah.
And his dynamic with Josh Brolin and Daniel Craig were probably the most interesting dynamics of the franchise.
I would agree. I would say that Marta and Harlan is a great dynamic.
I totally agree.
Yes.
But I think the side characters were less intriguing, but the main characters were incredibly intriguing.
Which I think is why I'm kind of split on this movie, because I love Benoit Blanc. I think he's the best part of the franchise. Obviously, this is his thing. And Knives Out and Glass Onion, he's very present in both of those movies.
Right.
He, kind of solves the cases, and I mean, obviously he's the detective, but he's still kind of the main character. There's other main characters, but he is kind of the driving force. In this one, he's kind of a side character.
He is kind of a side character.
Which, he is still a main character, but, it kind of feels like he is dialoguing with the main character, Judd Duplantis, in the movie, which everybody praises Josh O'Connor's performance. If you do any research on the reviews, he is great.
He crushed it. He did so good.
It's great. Super understandable character, and, has flaws, but also, you I don't know, you just connect with him really well. So,
I agree.
But I do wish this movie had more Benoit Blanc. I just do.
You do love yourself some Daniel Craig.
But I think that despite him not being really the driving force of this movie is still great. And yes, he's still great in the movie. There's still a lot of good stuff here. So, yeah, I don't know. What else do you want to talk about before we dive into spoilers? Because I feel like we'll have to talk about a lot in spoiler talk.
Yeah, I mean, I think these movies are so hard to talk about without spoiling them, because the end is so much of the meat. But yeah, I mean, this movie is so fresh. So I think if you haven't seen it, I would say totally go watch it.
Yeah, go watch it.
I think it's well worth your time, especially if you like Rian Johnson or the Knives Out trilogy or whatever.
Or if you want to find some redeemable Netflix qualities nowadays.
Yeah,
this is probably
there's
one
slim pickings, and this is definitely one of them.
Yeah, so go check it out. We would definitely recommend. Spoiler talk, spoiler Band-Aid ripped off.
Let's get into it.
We're gonna dive into spoilers right now. I don't even know where to start. There's kind of two murderers, kind of, but kind of not, but kind of.
Explain.
All right, so you have, is it Nat? What is his name? It's
Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, Nat. I was right.
Yeah.
Dr. Nat Sharp. And he is the one that actually kills freaking, hold up, I'm trying to find his name too. Jefferson, oh gosh, I can't even look up his name. Monsignor, whatever, what's his last name? Whatever, Josh Brolin. Sorry, guys. Horrible podcasting here. He's the one that kills Josh Brolin. But then you have Glenn Close playing Martha. That's her name. And she's kind of the culprit.
I mean, she is just the murderer.
But she's not. But, Nat kind of does everything until she kills Nat at the end.
Yeah, that's true.
And so there's kind of two murders. So, I don't know. It was funny. I saw it unfold, and it's great filmmaking, where you watch Benoit Blanc solve the first murder, and you're like, oh, okay. But then it feels kind of underwhelming, and then there's this, dot. He's like, I don't know how the rest of it works, Yeah. So, I don't know. But that wasn't really a question. I want to hear your thoughts on it, though.
No, I mean, I think this is the most complex Knives Out movie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I noticed, and in my head, I first clocked this as a negative, but now I'd love to hear your thoughts. The explanation at the end was very long.
Yes.
Which is like you can't really escape that when you have a super complex narrative.
Apparently, wait, I saw this on Instagram.
Okay.
So this is not the most verified source.
Yeah, that's true.
But
Instagram.
I'm 95% sure I saw that Rian Johnson spent 8 months writing just the story, not the dialogue, just the crime,
storyboard,
how the mystery happened, and then he wrote the script.
I mean, I can believe that.
It's super complex.
It is very complex,
and I don't know how he would have better conveyed it either. I know it's it's really complicated, not super accessible. I don't know how you would better explain it. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I don't know. I think something weird about this movie too is the MacGuffin of the movie is not introduced until the last act. It's or not really introduced.
What are you talking about?
No, the MacGuffin, the diamond, Eve's apple.
I guess the fact that it is a diamond.
Yes,
that's true.
I mean, it is briefly touched on, but it's kind of this weird thing that's just part of the movie, and then it's almost a revealing that this is what people have been after the whole movie. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think about that?
I mean, because it was kind of slipped in like the expositional monologue in the first 2 minutes.
Yes.
Of there's this inheritance.
Yes.
And I mean, I knew. I was like, I'm watching a Knives Out movie. I need to lock in and pay attention.
Yes.
And everything's going to have a meaning.
Yes.
So, like, I knew this would come back. And, I mean, the first scene is not graphic, but it's a little startling. So it kind of sticks in your mind.
Yeah.
So, like, I knew this would all come back. And I knew that it probably wasn't how it all seemed.
Mm-hmm.
But I also did kind of forget that, like, there's an inheritance.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I mean, it's... Yeah, I mean, I got distracted by everything else.
Yeah. So obviously you're pretty low on Glass Onion, but like, if you were ranking not the movies, but just like the mysteries of Knives Out, Glass Onion, Wake Up Dead Man, where are you ranking these? Like, how are you ordering these? Because I don't know.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Each mystery is different, and I feel like it's super interesting to think about.
I think I'm gonna go Knives Out 1, 3, 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I can agree with that. Just on the pure mystery part.
I think the premise of the first one is it's like so intriguing.
Yes.
I think this one might be equally intriguing, but harder to understand.
Yes.
And I think, at least for me, the second one is not as intriguing as the other two.
Okay. All right.
What about you?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
Okay.
I think, which I might continue to warm up to this movie. Like, I feel like it's a little bit like The Prestige of like.
Okay.
The first time I watched The Prestige, I was like, that was fine. I didn't really get it. Second time I watched The Prestige, loved it.
Right.
Loved it.
Right.
And since then, I've watched it a ton of times and I love it. So, I don't know. I feel like I might do the same thing with this movie of really appreciating it. It's kind of a long movie, too. It's
long.
a little meaty, but I feel like the scope is so big that the runtime is kind of justified. It's not like a 2-hour, 45-minute, 3-hour movie.
Yeah,
but
it's, what is it, 224, I think?
Yeah. So, with, 8-ish minutes of credits. So, well, yeah, I don't know.
I think my one big negative, well, I don't even know if it's a negative, but I think the first two, for better or for worse, mainly talking about the second one, but the first two, the vibe, it just like the style of the movie is so specific.
Yes.
I do think this one was less stylized.
There were cool
moments.
scenes that were very stylized, but yeah, I would agree. I think the vibe is definitely like inside a church for like 90% of the movie.
Right, but even then, I'm like, I think you had the opportunity to go like super gothic and almost like Frankenstein vibes, which we just reviewed.
Which maybe at points it did,
but I don't think they really lean super heavy in there.
Yeah. I definitely think it feels like an actual church, which is maybe good. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but well, we've kind of danced around it, but I feel like there's a lot to be talked about with the religion and faith aspect of this movie because this movie has a mystery, but there's so many themes that are like surrounding the mystery.
This is definitely the most theme-heavy Knives Out movie.
Yeah. I would say that Glass Onion has a lot of like commentary on
and I think
archetypes of people.
Too.
Yeah. But this one especially is like the themes are a lot broader.
Right.
And so I don't know, like, do you have any questions you want to dig into that? Where do you want to start?
I mean, I think we are both Christians.
Yes.
Right? So I think we have an interesting perspective of watching this movie just because we've grown up in the church.
Yes.
And we both follow the Lord. So I was very ready for Christians to get dunked on in this movie.
Which is kind of, for the most part, par for the course.
Which is just kind of what happens when like subjects of faith are breached in modern Hollywood.
Which I don't, like, it doesn't detract from movies. Like, obviously, I wish that sometimes it was better represented, but, like, I can still enjoy a movie if it doesn't fully represent my faith well. I'm like, okay, like, you know, it's whatever. A movie can still be good. But I did appreciate how this movie went about it on multiple fronts. It wasn't, like, perfect here, perfect there. Like, it was, I feel like there's a lot of gray area that it delved into well. So, I don't know.
No, I mean, I think... and that's my favorite part about this movie is how balanced and well I think it tackled Christianity and
specifically Catholicism.
Catholicism.
Yeah.
But I think Josh Brolin's character, Daniel Craig, and Josh O'Connor,
yes,
I think are all very different.
Yes,
when it comes to their faith.
Yes.
And I think each were portrayed with very like didn't take a side.
Yeah.
It was very balanced, and it was just very raw and real. It felt like.
Right. Well, because I feel like the Josh Brolin character of like exploiting the church, exploiting people for money,
100%.
which is a common criticism of the church.
But it is also real.
Oh, it's also
like,
totally
it
real.
happens. So
yeah,
it's like,
100%. Like I'm not saying, and it's kind of like it is villainized as like bad, but also like it doesn't villainize the entire church because
right.
Josh
yeah,
O'Connor
yeah, exactly.
and his like ideology and what he's attempting to do through the whole movie is
just
what
serve the Lord,
which is actually what
follow Jesus.
The faith should be about.
100%.
And so like the movie doesn't just dunk on Josh Brolin as like, oh, he's representative of the whole church, he's evil. It's like, well, no, I mean, he is an evil part of the church and he is what the church can be, but that's not what it should be.
100%. Yeah.
Also with Judd Duplessis or Josh O'Connor, he makes mistakes
100%.
like all the time.
I really think it's so good. Like
Which is also the faith and also what it should be. And like, it's not about, obviously like you want to grow, and the whole time he's like trying, like he wants to grow from, you know, his anger and, you know, wanting to fight people and all of that. And he wants to repent and he wants to be free of shame and guilt. And through all of that, like, even though he's making mistakes, like he is still pursuing like his walk with the Lord and also bringing other people to Christ. And like he wants to serve the church, and he never deviates from that as a character, which I just really appreciate the writing on that because I feel like it's super solid. Like it's hard to poke holes.
I have made fun of Rian Johnson on this podcast multiple times.
You probably will come May.
So I would like to issue an apology. Ryan's a massive fan of ours, obviously.
Yeah, super.
I respect just the level of like integrity of the writing, of portraying all sides how they are.
And here we come to Benoit Blanc. Which this part of the movie was super interesting to me.
I loved it. I really did.
Okay, so wait, I'm going to quick pause. I want to see a very personal mystery for Benoit Blanc. I want to dive into his character, his backstory.
Yeah, I after this movie, 100%.
Because we've gotten 3 movies with him. I love his character. We've gotten hints at his relationships, and like they're all kind of funny quips. And then he said a few things in here about his mom, and you're like, well, that's really interesting, like little hints at the backstory. And I love that he is a mystery unto himself. But I would love to see him have to solve a very personal mystery for himself. I don't know
I totally
what that would
agree.
entail, but Rian Johnson, if you're making more Knives Out movies, think about that one.
Also, Ryan, come on our podcast because I'll glaze this movie. Come on.
We'll have to avoid Glass Onion talk, I guess. But
yeah, hey, let's not talk about the second one. Let's not talk about Star Wars, okay? And look, you will be my best friend.
Okay, well, so anyway, Benoit Blanc, very different worldview.
Very different worldview
from Judd Duplessis, which I love how this movie, it kind of had like a little push towards like you can disagree and still be like okay,
and still be friends and like still work together and still have the same. Oh my gosh,
yeah. And like there's a little moment at the end of the movie where Judd Duplessis is like, hey, like Mass is starting, like do you want to stick around? And Benoit Blanc's like, I would rather be literally anywhere else. No, I do not. But like it's not kind of like a like I really hate you, or like, and for Judd Duplessis, it's not like he's really pushing it. He's like, hey, it's an open invitation,
right.
And the answer is no. But like, they're still friends, and there's still love and connection there, and I just really appreciated that too. Like that's how a lot of people in the world should be. I feel like, 100%. And that's how Christians should be, and that's how non-Christians should be towards Christians, and like there are so many layers to that, and I really appreciated it. So
I think this movie was very layered, very nuanced, and very. I mean, it's just like respectful on all sides, which is not super common when it comes to Christianity. I think
it also doesn't like turn a blind eye to, you know, the shortcomings of the church and stuff. Like there's this moment where Benoit Blanc just like rips into what he thinks about the church, and you're like, yeah, like,
you're like honestly,
like historically, yeah, a lot of that is like I understand where you're coming from completely, and and a lot of that is, you know, human fault, and so there's just I feel like it's definitely going to rub some people the wrong way. I would encourage you to keep an open mind to it, because on literally any side, like there are ways that you can see the other person's perspective. Right. And like I was rooting for Benoit Blanc just as much as I was rooting for Judd Duplessis in this movie. And like it wasn't about their worldview as much as it was about their characters too. And I feel like the character writing was so strong. So I feel like is just a super solid character piece in that kind of realm.
I think Josh O'Connor, just as a character, is probably my favorite, maybe Knives Out character.
Whoa, we watched this movie like an hour ago.
Yeah, we did. But here's why. I mean, it's very relatable for me, right, as a Christian man.
Right.
But it's also like he's not perfect. Clear. I mean, he literally murdered a guy. Like, has some pretty huge mistakes in the past, and it was just played so relatable and raw.
Yeah.
But like, he's still seeking to do the right thing on a daily basis, and like his comment on daily bread at the end was like, and I mean that was kind of a theme for him. But
and it was never like a caricature either. I feel like
yes.
I mean, if anything, maybe a little bit of Josh Brolin, but like he is supposed to be the villain and supposed to be wrong, and so it's like, I don't know. I understand him being more of a caricature, but for Josh O'Connor and for Benoit Blanc, neither of them are really caricatures of like this side or that side.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I feel like they represent it pretty well. So
I agree.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we could talk about it more, but I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna have to think on it some more too, because it might be worth a rewatch and a deeper discussion at a later point.
I totally agree.
I feel like there's not a lot of great representations of the church in media. Silence is great. I feel like
Silence is good.
Scorsese has done some great stuff. There is good stuff out there, but it feels like it's a little harder to find, and so I was actually surprised to see it represented in this light in a mainstream Netflix movie.
Yeah,
with a huge cast and stuff. So it's cool.
Yeah, totally agree.
What else do you want to talk about? Anything else?
I don't think I have it. Do you have anything else?
Oh, gosh, I don't know. Was there one other standout performance from like the ensemble, or I know we've talked a lot about Josh O'Connor and Daniel Craig, Benoit Blanc, whatever. Is there anything else you're like, I wish we had more of that character, or I like this performance, or?
I mean, I would say Jeffrey Wright, just because I love Jeffrey Wright, and low-key, he's not in the movie.
We just need more Jeffrey Wright.
Like, he was in 2 scenes.
Yeah. I don't know why he agreed to do this movie, low-key.
I know.
Like, he was just, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, like, the ensemble did kind of get cut.
Yeah.
I mean, like, Jeremy Renner is in this movie.
Yeah, Jeremy Renner and Glenn Close are really great.
And, yeah, I mean, I think, like, everybody was good. Everybody killed it. Again, we've said this on every single Knives Out one that we've done. But you're not going to get a Knives Out movie with bad performances. But there was just kind of a lack because they just
I feel like
in the script.
Those characters were kind of glossed over a little bit. And a lot of this movie is told through Judd Duplessis' perspective anyway.
Right.
And so it kind of feels like more his thing. Whereas,
which I think is fine. Like, I don't mind it. It's just like...
Yeah.
But I just wanted more.
I feel like there was a little more ensemble development for the Disruptors in Glass Onion, and then for the Thrombey family in Knives Out. That, like, those characters got a little bit more of their own moments, and this one was a little bit like, these are the suspects, but it's not really, like, the main thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Did you have any sort of, like, were you anywhere close on any of your predictions during the movie, or were you just like, I have no idea what's going on?
I mean, I think when it came to, like, I knew Josh Brolin was going to come back to life. Like, I knew that was going to be
it's called Wake Up Dead Man,
right.
So yeah.
And it's like murdered on Good Friday, so it's like, I see where you're going here.
Yes.
He didn't actually come back to life, but I knew that would be the part of the plot. And I mean, that was really the only thing that I knew was going to happen. I just didn't know how they're going to do it.
Yeah, I didn't either. And when Benoit Blanc was like, I guess, not like he couldn't figure it out. Like, he was getting stalled on.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I thought it was great. Like, because I'm in that moment. I'm like, does he know the answer? Because, like, I don't know the answer.
Yeah. Right.
Like, it was. I did not guess at all. I mean, I kind of had a feeling that Glenn Close was more involved with how involved he was in the church, and you know, there's a little thing of like, it was attached to his like cloak, whatever thing, and I was like, well, there was a shot earlier in the movie where she helped him put that on, but like, I didn't really go too deep into thought. I was kind of just in the movie. So
I think Benoit Blanc did know the answer.
Oh yeah, he totally did.
Yeah.
But he was stalling, I guess, and when he was stalling, I guess, like fake stalling in the movie, I was like, I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, let's really quick, 2 things.
Okay.
One, we gotta stack this movie as a whole in the Knives Out trilogy. We currently have Knives Out at 1 and Glass Onion at 2. Where are we slotting this one?
I think Knives Out 1 is at 1.
Yeah.
This one's at 2.
Okay.
and
then-
Glass Onions 3.
You know what? I'm not even going to argue. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Well, you can only watch this movie on Netflix right now.
That's true.
But if you could do anything, what would you do with this movie? Would you buy it on Blu-ray? Would
I
you
think
watch
I
it in a
would-
movie theater?
I would buy it on Blu-ray.
Okay.
I said this at the beginning when I'm thinking I'm gonna have to rewatch it a couple times.
Yeah.
But I do think this might be my favorite Knives Out movie.
Yeah.
Well, TBD.
TBD.
We're gonna put a pin on that and ask me later. But I really like this movie.
Yeah, I'm a buy on Blu-ray because I want to dig into it more. I would encourage you all to do the same as well.
And I would love Ryan Johnson giving us his insight on the script.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
As a Blu-ray extra, that would be sick.
Yeah, I'd love to actually watch the director's commentary version of the movie. Netflix, I know you're not watching and you don't care, but please just digital media. Can we please make something physical?
Like Netflix, you're scaring the movie community right now.
Yeah, we low-key, you're the bad guy, low-key. But hey, good movie. Little pat on the back.
Hey, y'all crushed this one. So.
We'll review Stranger Things, I guess, too.
Yeah, that's coming soon.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you could buy it on Blu-ray, we'd recommend. But for right now, just watch it on Netflix, I guess. It's kind of all she wrote on that. But
we got a lot in the pipeline.
Yeah. So what's going on next?
We got Avatar next week. Again, it's like a trilogy type of thing. So
yeah.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, those will be dropping, and then we got a little Christmas surprise we're not going to tell you about.
Nope.
We got Stranger Things coming up. We got Marty Supreme coming up.
It's everything.
December's
We're
packed.
cooked. We're so cooked.
Yeah.
I'm so cooked right now.
Yeah.
That we're really excited, and we're about to go watch a lot of Blue People. So catch us for that.
7 hours of Blue People. It's going to be lit.
It's awesome. Well, yeah. Hey, we love you guys. We would encourage you, if you're commenting, to not attack people. I know this movie was a little more on the divisive side, but
I agree.
We encourage healthy, good conversation. We love you guys.
Respect your neighbor. Share your opinion with grace and love.
Don't say something that you wouldn't want said to yourself.
100%.
But yeah, we love you guys, and we'll catch you next week. So
100%.
Take a break.
Enjoy a film.